depression is one of the most common mental issues that we face, and it is more prevalent in women. According to WHO report, 750 out of 1,000 women suffer from postpartum depression, which might range from mild symptoms, which can be baby blues, to severe ones like postpartum psychosis that might need hospitalization. To discuss further on this, today we have on our show Ms. Kirandeep Sandhu, all the way from Malaysia, and she will be sharing her journey through this depression and how she managed to win over it. She's a fellow educator, a mother of three, a coach, and my dear friend. Welcome to the show, Kiran.
Thank you so much, Garima, for having me part of your show. It's an honor to be here and to share my journey and my learnings from this experience with all of you.
Welcome, Kiran. So my first question to you is, were you aware that you were suffering from depression back then?
So Garima, depression is a word that is considered a taboo in our society. And not everybody would even readily accept that they were depressed at any given point of time.
Exactly.
Probably because of societal pressures.
Mm-hmm.
When I conceived my twins through IVF, I think that slight depression had already started, or anxiety of having children from societal pressures had already started. And I believe that the 9 months of pregnancy carrying the twins added on to the hormonal imbalance. But I was still very excited as to be a new mother, and I was looking forward to having my twins. And this is in 2009. But the minute I gave birth, things changed 360 degrees for me. I was no longer excited to see my children, my precious twins. And I thought it was just me being difficult. But each day that went by, I just started keeping myself aloof from them. Their tantrums were getting to me. The sleepless nights were getting to me. There was so much of emotional and physical and hormonal imbalance that was adding to my mental stress that I don't even know when I went from stress, anxiety into depression. But it took me more than a year and a half where I actually got to spend time with my twins. So I would say the answer to that is that I did not know that I was depressed.
Right. So there might be many like you who are not aware that actually they are feeling with these problems, right? So what are those key symptoms that one can take care or maybe look for to recognize that they are suffering from some depression or maybe anxiety that might lead to depression?
Right. So I think that there's a difference between postpartum blues and postpartum depression. And it's very important to be able to identify the two. Now, postpartum blues can initially just happen because maybe you've gone through a C-section and there's excruciating pain, or you are not able to breastfeed immediately. And as a result, if the support around you is able to reassure you as a mother that you will be able to take care of it, generally within a week or so, you are back in the game and you're able to look after your child. However, if the symptoms which started with you having anxiety towards the child and the emotional stress that comes with it, and followed by that, you start keeping yourself aloof. You start feeling emotionally disconnected to the child. You might start feeling like you want to harm the child, or you start having suicidal thoughts. Then those are some of the indicators that young mothers can look into. And awareness is the key, because many times we don't even know that we are going through these symptoms. So if you're aware that you are having these symptoms, then it's the best time to talk to someone, because medical help is there, but we just need to be aware and should be able to talk to people that we are suffering from suicidal thoughts or thoughts of harming a child when they cry. Their tantrums are getting to you and you're emotionally feeling drained and aloof. So it's time for you to seek help.
So is there any way that we can prevent this depression even before it happens? Are there some causes or trigger factors that can be worked on?
I think that, Garima, the key difference between my first pregnancy and my second pregnancy was, I would say, more awareness and awareness between the two incidents. When I was pregnant, I would actually staple all the pages which had natural birth pages on it, or things that gave me too much information, because I felt that having too much information was causing anxiety to me. And I had this basic notion about breastfeeding, which came from Indian movies, that the minute you give birth, the mother puts the child next to the breast and they're able to breastfeed. I wish someone had told me that this is not true and all what you see in movies is not true. Because when I gave birth to my twins and I was not able to breastfeed my twins, that's further pushed me into feeling incapable of being a mother. The key difference between the first incident, first pregnancy, and the second one was, this time I started reading more about it, started talking to people about it. And as a result, with more reading and awareness of the symptoms, I was well prepared.
Exactly. I second that, because I was well read around that time. And now, in fact, that time also I realized that my anxiety was turning towards depression. Those suicidal thoughts would come in. But since I was aware, I knew how to overcome. I knew how to indulge in other activities and maybe delegate my work so that I can come out from that depression. And as luck would have it, I didn't even discuss with anyone. So I was the one who, just because I was aware of the things, I took myself out of this all by myself. So what is that one last message that you want to give to these new mothers so that they are well prepared?
So my last message to our viewers today, especially young mothers, would be more aware. It can start off during your pregnancy and go into postpartum, into the postpartum phase. So if you are aware of what are the symptoms, you would be able to handle it better. At the same time, include your spouse and family members so that they can recognize the changes that might be happening. So you don't have to go through them alone. If people around you know how to deal with the changes that you are going through, they will be more supportive. Number 3, most important is talk and ask for help. If you don't ask for help, you won't get it. Now, it could be, if it's just asking for help to look after the baby, ask for it. You're not alone in this journey. You have your spouse to support you. So ask for that help when you need it. And with that, I would like to thank you, Garima, for inviting me to your wonderful show.
Thank you so much, Kiran, for joining in and sharing these insights and creating awareness about depression. The maternal mortality has declined in India, and the focus has turned towards morbidity, which is the depression here. Make sure you give all the care and love that these women deserve. Lend them a ear so that they can share their concerns, and encourage them to put their health first. Leaving you all on this thought, this is your friend Garima signing off for now. See you in the next episode.